I call this meeting of the Archaeological Review Committee of Thursday, 1 October to order. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, sir. David Eck.
Present.
Derek Pierce.
Excused.
Jake Ivey.
Present.
Courtney Wands.
Present.
Dale Zinn.
Aye, aye.
We have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So our first item will be approval of agenda. Anything to change on that agenda, Lisa?
No, Mr. Chair, I do just want to note for the record, however, that member Wands will be leaving us at 4:15.
Thank you.
We would
We'll be done
still,
by then.
Otherwise, we're good to go.
I think we would still have a quorum. We'd have 3.
We will.
Okay,
That's correct.
okay.
Someone want to make a motion?
Move to approve the agenda, Mr. Chair.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any need for comment from any member in attendance or any person observing?
I don't believe so, Mr. Chair.
Hearing none, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Jake Ivey.
Aye.
Courtney Wands.
Aye.
Dale Zinn.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the motion has been approved.
Thank you. We'll move on to approval of minutes from 10 September 2020. Anything to add to those minutes, Lisa?
I have no additions, Mr. Chair.
Then members, we can poll you to see what your comments might be. Begin with member Zinn.
Mr. Chair, I'm going to pass for a second. I thought I had something, but I can't find it.
All right, let's move on to member Wands.
No comment.
Thank you. Member Ivy.
No comment.
While
Mr. Chair, I don't think it was in the minutes that I had an issue, so I have no questions.
all right, thank you. And the only thing I must offer for very important reasons is that the name of one Dr. Alicia Abbott is misspelled in every case throughout the minutes.
Well, you
Consistency,
know
that's
what?
what we need.
I used the spelling from the published agenda, so it's 2 T's.
There is 2 T's.
All
My
right.
apologies.
So it's
I'm
Lisa's fault.
sorry.
Great.
I
My
had
fault.
I had 2 T's all the way through, and I looked at the agenda and I went back and took it out. So I will redo it.
Thank you, ma'am.
I get confused because there's only 1 T in Abitech, right?
Right.
Right.
Reason being,
That's
I grew up in the age of ancient computers that could only take an 8-character file name. So it's got 8 characters by taking a T out.
How funny. Okay. So it does have 2 T's. My apologies. I will remember that forevermore.
Okay,
And my apologies to Elisa.
no problem. It happens. If there's any member of the audience who wishes to chime in, raise your hand.
No hands raised.
Hearing none, we may move on to motions, please, or excuse me.
I move to approve the minutes as submitted or as corrected.
Thank you. Waiting for a second.
Oh, I second.
Moved and seconded. Let's have the roll call, please.
Courtney Wands.
Aye.
Dale Zinn.
Aye.
And Jake Ivey.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, the motion has been approved.
Thank you. Matters from the floor? Do you have or see anything, Lisa?
See no hands raised for matters from the floor, Mr. Chair.
All right. We'll move to item F, action items. First is case number 2619, Ron Winters, agent for CenturyLink. Requests approval of an archaeological monitoring report for the CenturyLink project at 131 Cathedral Place in the historic downtown archaeological review district. Thank you for the staff report. Lisa, anything to add?
I have nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
All right, if you will enable Mr. Winters to be heard,
Oh, yes, of course.
we will ask of him to provide any critical information that hasn't been presented already.
Mr. Chair, I need to swear him in.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Do so, please.
Ron?
No, got no Ron.
There I
He's-
am.
Here he is.
Ron,
Yes, ma'am.
please raise your right hand. Do you
Okay,
swear that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And would you give your name, title, and address for us?
Ron Winters, archaeologist, 109 Calle Paula, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87505.
All right, thank you. Ron, you have the floor to tell us what we need to know before we go to member comment.
Just that I struggled a little bit with this, although there, as we talked about before, there are 3 sites that overlap this area on the map server. But I felt that given the number of artifacts and the historic nature of this particular property, that I was warranted in giving it a separate LA number. And the scope of work did change, as I stated in there, because of the archdiocese, who were not particularly in favor of trenching through their fairly recent sculpture garden. And so they actually ran the bore from the street opposite an existing handhole and came up right inside next to the archdiocese office building inside the courtyard.
All right,
Yeah, one last thing is I was hoping to be able to access their records, and unfortunately the museum is closed, and I was not able to access. So I did I did report on a few just interpretations or takes on Bishop Lamy's garden, as you say, read in the report. So that's it.
all right, thank you. Member Ivy,
I have no comments.
thank you. Member Wands,
No comment.
thank you. Member Zinn,
I'm glad that you got documented about the lilacs, because this town has been benefited of the bringing in of the French lilacs, and the story about them coming with cross in buckets and barrels and getting attacked by Indians only made it a little more colorful. I don't know if that's just Mark Simmons or that was real, but Mark is usually right on. So I have no other comments.
thank you. I have no comments, and I appreciate the clean text and more visible than usual illustrations.
I'm working on it, David.
No, they really popped this time. I can see it all. So, anyone out there in attendance wishing to make any comments?
Mr. Chair, I do have one other comment that I did find my note. That there was apparently, and this may be just only oral history, but when I was working out in Galisteo, behind the old Ortiz Pino house and ranch there, they claim that there was also a Bishop Lamy chapel and retreat in Galisteo as well. And I haven't found any more about that. I assume you didn't either, Ron.
No, you mean other than the one out in Lamy?
Yeah, no, this was in the
Galisteo.
village of Galisteo, right?
Interesting. No, I did not.
He may have just camped out in a lot of different places.
Did
All
you
right,
say
that's it.
Bishop Lamy's tree?
Bishop Lamy had a retreat.
Retreat, okay. Thank you.
He may have had a tree as well, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, he
part
had
of this.
Oh, I thought, well,
He had
Okay,
multiple trees now.
That's my comments, Mr. Chair.
I would offer that maybe the bishop and his retreat are the cause of the presence of the apples that are growing behind that property.
That's probably true.
So, Lisa, anyone wanting to make comment in the audience?
No hands are raised, Mr. Chair.
All right. Someone want to make a motion?
Yeah, I move that in case 2020-002619-ARC, that we approve the report as it stands.
Second that.
Moved and seconded. We may have a roll call vote, please.
yes, Dale Zinn,
Aye.
Jake Ivy,
Aye.
Courtney Wands.
Aye.
The motion has been approved, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. We'll move on to number 2, case 2622. Ron Winters, agent for Next Generation Contracting Incorporated, on behalf of the New Mexico State Trust Lands / Santa Fe Public Schools owner, requests approval of an archaeological reconnaissance report for proposed roadway easement at New Mexico 599 and South Meadows Road in the River and Trails Archaeological Review District. We have a staff report. Lisa, anything to add to this?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Ron, you're still sworn in. It's your opportunity to fill us in on anything that you've come up with since you wrote this.
No, only to say, David, will a separate copy of this be submitted to you on behalf of State Trust? Or will this suffice?
No, the trust will need 2 complete copies of all your documentation.
Okay,
And the trust will not be in a position to consider it until we actually have an application for right-of-way to place a road in this hypothetical easement.
got it.
So there's some homework that somebody needs to do above our pay grade.
Yeah, is Monica Montoya on the call, Lisa?
I do not see Monica Montoya on the call.
Okay, because she was going to try and join the meeting, but that's who my client is, and I'll definitely let them know they need, with the right-of-way application, they need 2 copies, complete copies of the documentation that I provide.
You can have her call me if she wants any guidance or contact information or other means of trying to short circuit the sometimes complicated bureaucracy.
I will have her do that.
All right.
And David, you saw on this one, I did get the fence in this time that goes north-south.
And mentioned in passing the fence that goes east-west.
So that's all I have to say.
All right. Committee members, members in.
No comments, sir.
Thank you. Member Wands.
No comment.
All right. Member, pardon me. Member Ivy.
Are you sure you're calling on me? Nice color, Ron. Really great. Other than that, no comment.
Okay.
And that leaves it to me. We already covered the question of application for right-of-way, et cetera. So I just wanted to point out that the citation given in references cited on packet page 43, your page 37 for NRCS appears to be incomplete.
Okay.
You gave it a year in the text when you cited it. There is no year presented here, nor any detail of when the access to their presumed online system was made. However, you need to describe all that. The reference cited should be expanded a bit.
Okay.
And just a question, kind of unrelated to this, but seeing the output from the NIMCRIS map server, I note that your survey, wherein you documented the fence that goes east and west as a historic cultural property, has not yet made it into the records.
Okay. I'll take care of that.
Mr. Chair, may I ask for clarification? What did not make it into the report?
This is a side issue. It's not part of the report, but I noticed it because of a part of the report that was presented. A previous piece of work that Ron had submitted
Okay,
for our consideration, I believe in 2019, does not yet appear in the ARMS records as presented through their online map server.
I'll take care of that.
Thank you. That's all.
So I wanted to thank you all for helping or participating in Lisa and I's 20th anniversary party today. But she's in a virtual meeting in the other room, and they're having a physical end of year virtual cocktail party. So I think I'll go join them.
Sounds like a good idea. Congratulations, Ron.
And no driving required. Go forth and enjoy.
Thank you, everyone.
We've covered everything, so motions.
Well,
I move to approve case
Miss-
2020. What?
I'm
Am I not
sorry. Did we ask for public comment?
Oh, thank you.
no, I was gonna say that, okay.
That it goes without saying.
No virtual hands raised.
I see no virtual hands raised, but
We will move to motions.
All
Thank
right,
you.
try again here. I move to approve case 2020-002622 as submitted.
Mr. Chair, were there not corrections?
With Mr. Chair's additional information to be provided by the applicant.
And the
Thank
minor
you.
correction to the references cited.
Correct.
I second.
Moved and seconded. We may have a roll call.
Yes, sir. Jake Ivy,
Aye.
Courtney Wands,
Aye.
Dale Zinn,
Aye.
Mr. Chair, the motion has been approved.
Thank you, Ron. Go forth and enjoy your virtual event.
My best
Okay.
to you both.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Aaron.
We are now ready for the third action item, which is case number 2624, Office of Archaeological Studies, Agent for Kelly Cable, on behalf of Contana Networks, requests approval of an archaeological monitoring plan for the installation of subsurface conduit along Alumni Drive and Serengo Road in the Suburban Archaeological Review District. Thank you for the staff report, Lisa. Anything to add to that?
Nothing to add, Mr. Chair.
All right. Whoever is representing the Office of Archaeological Studies will need to be empowered to speak and sworn in.
Hi, everyone. Susan Stinson is here.
I'm sorry, Susan.
Stinson, S-T-I-N-S-O-N.
May I swear you in?
Yes,
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, I do.
Would you please state your title and your address?
Absolutely. My name's Susan Stinson. I am the Deputy Director at the Office of Archaeological Studies for the state of New Mexico, address being 7 Old Cochiti Road, Santa Fe, New Mexico, 87507.
Thank you.
Thank you. So anything you need to add to this submission, Susan?
I don't have anything to add at this time.
All right. Thank you. Committee members, Member Ivy.
I have no comment.
Not even good color?
Oh, yeah. Great call.
All right. Member Wands.
Thanks for preemptively surveying it and no other comments.
And Member Zinn.
No, I'm always interested in the history out there at the college, and these were great illustrations, and thank you very much. No comments.
All right. I have no comments other than to repeat what Member Wands already said. Thank you for going out there and taking a look before you wrote this thing.
Absolutely. I think it helps us all.
Indeed. Boots on the ground. We can solicit comment from the audience if there is any. You are muted.
No audience.
We've
Therefore,
lost our audience again.
yeah,
Oh, man.
hell on the ratings. We can have a motion.
I move for approval of case 002624 ARC as submitted.
I second.
Moved and seconded. Roll call, please.
Courtney Wands,
Aye.
Dale Zinn,
Aye.
Jake Abbey.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, the motion has been approved.
Thank you. Item G on the agenda, discussion items.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Sue.
Mr. Chair, we have no discussion items.
All right. Committee members, any matters any of you wish to raise?
Oops, I accidentally moved members into the attendee list. I apologize. I meant to move Susan. Things are jumping around on my screen. There, he's back.
Yes, we see his smiling face. If we have no matters from committee members, we can move on to administrative matters and communications.
I just have one brief thing to mention, Mr. Chair, and that is that the city as a whole is transitioning to a digital platform for preparation of agendas and packets, and that is called PrimeGov. We are beginning to familiarize ourselves in the division, in the Historic Preservation Division, with how that works. But just wanted to give you all a heads up that that is something that's coming soon. So we will need to do a brief training to show you guys how that works. The idea, I think, is to reduce the number of paper copies that we have to produce every month. But given the fact that we are all using our screens for the hearings, it makes it rather difficult to look at a screen and to look at the hearing at the same time. So we understanding that limitation, we're still moving forward with this transition, but I believe we can still make paper packets despite this transition as requested, as by request. If you still want the packet, we can still make the packet. So,
Mr. Chair, may I ask Ms. Roach a question?
Please do.
Can you give me the correct spelling of PrimeGov? I think I know.
yes, it's capital PRIME, capital GOV.
No
all
doubt.
all one word.
All
Yes.
one word. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll get that correct. Thank you.
A good 8-character name.
Really?
Yes. So that I just wanted to give you guys a heads up.
I will want a copy of the packet, as you know, but I'm the only one probably.
We'll see how it works. This virtual hearing situation makes it difficult to be looking at a digital packet and be watching the hearing. So that's a logistical challenge.
You can send it to me digitally if it becomes a problem.
Okay, well, it will be available online through this online platform. So
I just hate to have to print it out, and it's difficult to do the minutes on the screen and also at the same time look at what I'm trying to copy from. So
understood. I think
Thank
you're
you.
not alone.
It might be difficult for people who are working on a small screen like a laptop. With 2 full-size screens, there's plenty of room to spread things out and keep track of it all. But for instance, if I was using your little Apple device,
iPad mini, right?
yeah,
Yes, understood. We're not sure how to overcome that right now. So I think we are still going to be retaining the option to create paper packets, but moving towards this digital platform, and hopefully that will become an easier situation to handle once we are meeting in person again.
all right. You provided us with a nice exhibit of the 2021 schedule. Thank you.
Sure thing.
So I think that's all.
And just to note, the exhibit that exhibit is from last time. That was the draft schedule. The committee did vote to move that first hearing in January to the second week of January.
Okay.
And we did make that change. So that schedule has now been finalized, and I will email it to everybody. I'll make a note to email the final schedule. Okay, that's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right. It's that point on the agenda that one of our members is eminently qualified to make the next step. Mr. Ivy.
Oh, sorry, I was looking on the agenda to see what it. I move we adjourn.
You ready for a roll call?
Well, I haven't heard a second just yet.
I
Oh,
second.
I think member Zen just seconded.
Yes, Mr. Sin seconded. All right, Jake Ivy,
Aye.
Courtney Wines,
Aye.
Dale Zinn. Dale Zinn,
He's having trouble unmuting, but I can see his mouth
I
move.
can see it. Yes, yes.
There.
thank you. The motion has been approved. Mr. Chair, and what time do you have?
I have 4:03 p.m. We stand adjourned.
It just changed to 404. Sure.
Thank
Thank
you.
Oh,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Thank you guys very much. Have a great evening.
You too.
You too. Thanks a
Okay.
bunch.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.